Okay, and as you go through the rules on this, the rules are identical. We're going to start by sketching the graph of the resulting equation. Okay, so in this case, I would encourage you to, now you can choose to just sketch the graph by using intercept form. Okay, in this particular case, the standard form or intercept form. I would encourage you to go ahead and change it into slope-intercept form. And in fact, you'll often be asked that as a question. What is the slope-intercept form of the equation? And so what you would do in this particular case, we would look to solve for y. Okay, so we get a 3y. Again, as you solve for this, you solve it exactly as you would an equation. The only difference is you have the inequality symbol instead. So if we divide every term by 3, we get y is less than or equal to negative 2/3 x plus 2. So our resulting equation is going to be negative 2/3 x plus 2. And so if I wanted to sketch this, my y-intercept is 2. My slope is down to over 3. And so I can sketch this. Once again, the solid or dashed rule applies. It's solid if we're dealing with greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, if it has that equal sign embedded in it. And it's dashed if it's missing. Okay, so in this particular case, will I have a solid or dashed line? It's solid. So if I sketch my line, I'm sketching it with a solid graph. Okay, and then the second part, once again, is shade it properly. So if I'm looking to shade, now, you can either think in terms of shading above and below or shading to the right and to the left. Okay? I would highly encourage you to think of it in terms of above and below. Okay? Because above and below, they are designations based on y. And so by putting this into the y-intercept or to the slope-intercept form where we solve for y and compare, it makes it easy to compare on that. Okay? So you're going to either shade above if you're dealing with greater than or equal to, because y's get bigger or larger as you move up, or you're going to shade below the graph if you're dealing with less than or equal to. Again, as you get lower or fewer, the y's are below or lower than that. Okay, so if we're looking to shade this correctly, we have y is less than or equal to. So as we approach the shading part of it, less than is below. So all the values of y that are less than this line fall below. And now, if it does include the commands for right or left, okay, notice that things could be different. In this particular case, would the shading be to the right or to the left of the graph? It's to the left, right? Here's our graph. We have the left side is shaded, the right side is open. But what would have happened if we were dealing with a graph that didn't have a negative slope? What if it had a positive slope and we were shading below it? And so it's still a less than, or less than or equal to. Now would this shading be to the right or to the left? Now it would be to the right. So the right and left indicators are based on whether your slope is positive or negative. So what I would do is, if it asks you that question, make sure you check the appearance of the graph. Okay, so it's just based on the appearance. So you can still answer the question, but use the rules from up above, okay, to help set that up.